Hello everyone, in this video you will learn which 5 steps separate you from drawing a human figure and any pose. I will give you practical advice that I use myself. Let's start with the fact that the human body is a bulky plastic form consisting of many forms connected together. This is very general. When I start to draw a person, the first thing that I notice is the main line of the body's curvature. It's also called the movement line. It determines general direction of movement of the body. When building a figure of a person, it's important to consider the interaction between two parts of the body. This is the chest with the torso and pelvis. So I'm sketching the shape of a chest as a barrel and the pelvis as a truncated pyramid. The shoulder joints are drawn like a ball. You can see in practice how I draw a figure with support on one leg. To more accurately represent the figure, I find the line of movement of the body, the inclination of the shoulder belt and the pelvis, and at what level the knees and feet are relative to each other. The body movement line begins in the jugular pit or runs along the middle of the chest and pelvis, and then passes into the inner part of the support leg. Maybe at this stage you will think that everything is so complicated, but no, don't give up. In fact, it's much easier to go further. Knowing the basic proportions of the body, you can easily draw the rest of the body. If you work with a reference, and I recommend using a reference, look at it more often and your drawing. When you style the figure by changing the proportions of the body, in any case the basis in the form of a reference will only help you to quickly and correctly represent the character. One of the mistakes of beginning illustrators is drawing a person along the contour. Drawing in this way violates the proportions of a person and doesn't develop an understanding of the relationship of each part of the body. Just don't do it, please. The next dynamic pose is also with support on one leg. Here the chest is in one plane and the pelvis in the other. It is almost like a spiral. But even so, you should not forget that all parts of the body are directly dependent on each other. By changing the position of one part, the other will simultaneously change its position. In this sketch, I additionally decided to show you the structure of the knee closer and the perspective contraction of the bent leg in space. For an initial understanding, it's enough to know that the general shape of the knee is a ball, but the higher your level of drawing, the deeper your knowledge should be. For example, you can designate a knee like this. Knowledge of perspective is very important not only in depicting a landscape, but also a human figure. You may be faced with very difficult angles with a very high or low point of view, and knowledge of perspective will be very useful to you. No matter what type of figure you draw, the structure of the human skeleton always remains the same. The basis for all bodies is the same, but the sizes are different. Further, all the skeleton there is a layering of muscles. There are already variations at this point. Some people have highly developed muscles, others don't. And the percentage of fat content is different for each person. We can also include human growth here. Depending on these factors, there are different body types, and I think that no two people are exactly alike. In understanding the shape of a person's figure, clothes that fit according to this shape are very helpful, as in this case, the waistline of the leggings shows the model's rounded shape. The top does the same. You can also use the folds of clothing to show shape and perspective contractions, as well as dynamic movement. With each new sketch, try to complicate the task for yourself. Don't stop at one pose. In order to bring drawing to automaticity, practice and practicing different poses and angles are important. They don't have to be perfectly drawn figures with lots of detail. No, drawing details can complicate the process of studying the human body. Try to find the plasticity of the figure and only then move on to the details. Dynamic and static pose conveys not only the movement of a person, but also the mood and emotions that the character experiences. Sharp and winding lines convey dynamics, while soft, less curved lines, on the contrary, show relaxation. I hope my advice will be useful to you. Following them will make it easier for you to draw any pose. I draw to continue making video on this topic. If you have any questions or ideas, write in the comments. This will help me in preparing new videos. And also tell me how you are doing with drawing the human body. See you in the next video. Bye.